Just like T7432 says, which EastEnders character was the biggest square village baboon in Walford ever, or clown, or idiot, or any one of those words that you want to use? So who's the biggest?
What, baboon?
Yeah, do you not get called a baboon sometimes?
No, I think you just say it in a really weird way.
Yeah, I said baboon, and then I ended up saying baboon. I don't know. I don't know why I ended up saying baboon. But who to use?
I don't know what's going on.
To you, who is the biggest class clown in all of EastEnders?
Piggy from Watching Walford. Such a baboon. Doesn't know what he's talking about. I mean, there's a lot of competition for this. I mean, I don't really know what. Now, Jazz Like T's a pretty prominent commenter on the subreddits, and they kind of this is their cup of tea. They love the characters who started off a little bit edgy, and then through time they became a little more lovable, a little less of a knob, like Billy Mitchell, for example, who initially was a right bastard. He was beaten up on his cousin and his nephew Jamie Mitchell, and like he was just a raw bloke. He was grim. But through time he kind of became the idiot. He became the guy who's always down on his luck. He's never really had everything kind of happens to him. It always goes wrong. And that's kind of Billy Mitchell's a pretty good angle for this one. Because, like, because they had the big storyline, right, where you have Billy Mitchell, he's been selected to carry the Olympic torch. Because it's funny, because he's so pathetic and he's so useless that he's been selected to run about 10 meters whilst given the Olympic torch over, which obviously it did happen. They didn't make it up. It did actually happen. So they had Billy carry the Olympic torch, and it's a big prep, it's a big build-up, and then obviously he goes to see Lolo, who's given birth in McClunky's to Lexi. But like at all points in time, you have him with Little Mo, you have him with Honey, you have him getting all mardy when Jay and Honey got together. Like Billy, all in all, is probably one of the biggest idiots in Walford. I don't know if he's the biggest. There are tons of other characters that you could immediately go for.
But would you? Hold on. Oh, excuse me if that was into the microphone. I'm sorry, lads. I had pepperoni jam buns. So yeah, if you're like me, there's one more fucking man you love. The hardest man in nobody's eyes but mine. Cried at a kebab shop because he saw the name Donna. Got ran over by a football player in Ibiza. Of course.
It wasn't in Ibiza, it was in London. It was you got ran over by Wesley Fofana, who plays for Chelsea, in a Lamborghini which broke his collarbone. Thank you very much. It definitely didn't happen, did it? It didn't happen. He just fell over or something.
He fell on the stairs. Got ran over in London. Can I think of any other in-universe / things he did in real life before I reveal the name? Hung out with, I can't say the word, but models. It was in Dubai. I think it was during COVID. During COVID, I might just say his name, Robbie motherfucking Jackson. If you don't know where that bit comes from, it comes from the Angry video game nerd where he's picking up I think it's Big Rig, and he keeps going big motherfucking rig. Big Rig. Yeah, Big Rigs. I would put in the little intro clip if I can be arsed, I'll say. But yeah, Robbie motherfucking Jackson, he's number one in my eyes. Nothing can beat him.
He's so pathetic, isn't he?
Like,
it's so weird. It's so weird because, like, you know, you look at him. He's a pretty attractive man. You know, he's looking good. It's just the character's just so pathetic, and it's never had any upward mobility. Like, he's basically just been Sonia's weird brother. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, they never took him seriously whatsoever. He's just kind of pathetic. Obviously, the character on the show, I don't care about the actor, Dean Gaffney. He was an I'm a Celeb once. I think he was funny. But I don't know. It's just the character's just never really been taken seriously whatsoever.
See, the problem I have with Robbie Jackson, right, is they call Ian Beale the most pathetic man, right? But I can never take Ian Beale as the most pathetic man when I see Robbie Jackson. Like, no offense to Dean Gaffney, he could be a lovely bloke in real life. I don't know. I've never met him. I can't wait for someone to tell me down below that he supports like Israel or something. I don't know what his political beliefs are or anything. But based on the character of Robbie Jackson, he is so pathetic. He is such a low life. Like, I can't even say he has a carefree, because then he'd have to have a care to be carefree. He just doesn't even walk by life. He doesn't even brisk by. He's just there, you know? You don't want him there, but he's just there, you know? He's like that one uncle that you never want there at the family dinner, but he always shows up because he's Robbie Jackson. Like that's where my love comes from. It's because he's such a terrible character that I see myself in him. Which, you know, is just perfect. Like, it's I wanted to be Robbie Jackson when I did watch EastEnders a little bit in 2016, 17, 18. He was my favorite character because I just looked at him.
He didn't even win best. He came 6th in a poll by Britain's Men's Magazine Loaded for top soap bloke. He's not even top 5. Not even.
6.
I will say, obviously, something I've just seen. He did get sacked after some allegations about him asking like a stranger for nudes.
We're talking about the character, guys. We're talking about the character. We're talking about the character.
It's just such a weird one because he was there. He did have a decent chunk of time. Like he did have a decent like tenure on the show. Like he was there from 93 to 04, which is crazy. He was there for a bit in 2010. He was there for a bit in 2015. And he showed up in 2017 until he got sacked in 2019. Like, what? I can't even name one thing he did in that time.
Again, all I can think of is the Donna kebab bit, where he gets another Donna, and who is a dwarf, people who don't know. And he just loves her, and then she leaves Walford, and then he cries outside a kebab shop. It's all I can think about when I think of Robbie Jackson. Like, he's so clumsy as well. But I think there's one man who beats this. And will you please reveal who this is? Who is behind the door, Ash?
Ricky Bitches, Ricky Butcher, but most importantly, Ricky Bitches. I mean, ultimately, I do think that recent form would dictate that he's not entirely the most useless. But throughout 90% of his time on the show, he was always viewed as Frank Butcher's slightly dim son. Like, he's just not the smartest man. He's not really got the biggest backbone. He is constantly kind of with women that will overpower him in a way. To each their own. And he kind of, I don't know, like Ricky's just, up until his 2022-2023 return, he was absolutely useless in all ways. He was a shit dad. He was a shit husband. He was a shit lover. But up until when he actually had to sort his life out and be off screen in Germany, only at that point did he actually become like a reasonably talented mechanic and have his own like set of garages. But up until that point, he's probably one of the biggest losers or the biggest idiots in EastEnders history.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't call him a loser per se, but he is.
I mean, I'm supposed to use the word idiot. I'm just saying loser. I've extended it.
Robbie Jackson is a loser. Let's get that correct here. Ricky Bitches is not a loser. He's a winner. He wins all the games. But like, that's the problem, right? So I've always loved Ricky Bitches. If you don't know where the Ricky Bitches comes from, it comes from a bit we did in the Monopoly last year, where Ash calls him Ricky Bitches. But like,
yeah, and I was really excited about it, and Piggy just looked at me like,
I didn't get
I'm
until
like, Ricky Bitches. Ricky Bitches? It's nothing.
but now it gets me every time. But yeah, like, he's not pathetic. He's not a loser. He's just an idiot. Like, He reminds me of what the fuck's the guy from In Betweeners, Neil.
Yeah.
Like he reminds me of Neil. Like obviously, I don't think at a dinner table he's gonna ask how many Legos you can fill up your bum. But like he is just kind of the Neil character where he's a bit dumb with it. He doesn't really know how to tie his shoelaces. He doesn't really know where he's going half the time. He just goes. Like, but when he returned in 2022, he really showed prospect because he absolutely fucking fights back against Janine, and I love it. Like he takes Skylar away from Janine, and then he basically like brings her back to Germany. And then like and then he asked Sam to join him, and Sam's like no, and I went, come on Sam, you're doing nothing here. Why don't you go?
And she proceeded to do nothing and then leave by herself.
Yeah, but
crazy. But like, yeah, no, he definitely he became his own person. He found his own footing. He doesn't really need anybody else now. He's a functioning, like he's got his family in Germany, like Tiffany and Keegan are still with him. Like I think Liam's might be there as well. But like he's got his family, he's got everything he needs, and he is just functional. It did take him years to fully stop being the buffoon. But when they realised that, shit, we've kind of ruined a key important piece about Janine. Is Janine's only ever as fun as Pat Butcher is chasing her? You know that, like you know, like Van Helsing and Dracula. That's Janine and Pat. Pat will always have to follow Janine and ruin her plans in the end. But because obviously, you know, Pat's not on our screens anymore, you had to have someone become that figure, and that was Ricky. And Ricky fucking pulled it off. He did a really good job of it, and they really did a good update to the character. It's just a shame that they don't want to bring it back.
Who, Janine or Ricky?
Ricky.
Like obviously again, I'll just bring up the classic quote that I did send to a Jewish person, and they did laugh. Of Pat going up to Janine going, "They're about as Jewish as a bacon sandwich," which always will get me. Which will always get me.
Got a little bit scared for a second. Didn't know where that was going to go. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, no, I remember. No, I remember because there was two Jewish people in a wrestling server I was in talking about kosher, and I was like, I know fuck all. Lads, I have nothing for this conversation with, but I know you're both Jewish. Have a look at this clip, and I just sent the Pat Butcher clip, and oh fuck, I'm in trouble here, aren't I? And they just went, that's a funny clip. Oh, thank God. Thank God.
I'm not sure why you do that to yourself. I want to insert myself in a conversation, not of anything to actually add to the conversation, but is a funny video.
You know, the Piggy classic. You know, inserts himself where he shouldn't be inserted. You know, Piggy classic. He is a baboon. So yeah. And do we have any more, or will we leave it there?
I think we've got the biggest one, and I think it has to be this one. Well, I suppose there are two more. First, you could do Heather. You know, Heather, silly, George Michael obsessed, got married to a George Michael lookalike. Like, always funny inherently because obviously George Michael's gay. Yeah, so it's even funny to be obsessed with a gay man. And perennially silly, perennially treated like an idiot. Very few actual, like, she had some serious scenes, but yeah, wasn't really ever in Cheryl Ferguson's wheelhouse, let's be honest. Wasn't ever really a part of her piece that she was going to be a big, important, serious character. But, you know, constantly unhappy, constantly sad. Her and Shirley were kind of like the sad sisters in their own way. Because it's like, did you ever get with Phil in the end? No. Oh, well, did you ever get any happiness? No, me neither. It's like, great. You know, like, sound. But yeah, do you have much on Heather? I'm going to adjust my microphone a little bit.
On Heather, I don't really have much to say. I've only really known Heather through Harry Hill mostly, which when you watch back the Harry Hill bits on Heather, it's a bit
it is a bit much.
It's because I like, as a fat person, like, fat shaming is all right in an instance where you're kind of just making light jokes about it, if that makes sense. But Harry Hill kind of just made Heather a very fat, overweight, clumsy bitch who eats a sausage, and that was pretty
played
much
by a man.
Well, see, also has two things: obesity and transphobia. Hey, there you go. I do like Heather in an instance. I would love to see her back. Like if they ever, I know they'll never do it, but I'd love to see her back. That they killed her twin and not her. They won't do it, but it would be funny.
We can't play into the delusion. Cheryl Ferguson keeps saying, "Well, I could come back as a twin." It's like, no, make it stop.
But but she was decent in her role, is all I can say. Like she was never like stand out, but she was good with Shirley. There's an image I love that I always post of Shirley with a black top hat or like a black fedora, whereas she's standing in the corner, kind of like this. You just have Heather behind her, just like just fucking smiling.
It is just what she did.
Who is who's the other one?
I mean, the biggest one, of course, is Barry. Barry from EastEnders. He's the biggest idiot in soap history. Maybe not soap history, at least in EastEnders history. It's just who he is. It's who he is, and he's embodied the character so much so he does barrioke, where he goes and sings songs in the character of Barry. It's insane. He's even got the okay, this one's only one you're gonna get. He's got the Joe Hendry like old gold jacket, doesn't he? And it says barrioke on the back. It's ridiculous. But I don't know, Barry was just such a like he was a nepotism hire at his dad's like car, like the car lot. So, and when his dad passed, he had one scene where he was actually scarily having a breakdown, or he smashed a bunch of shit up. It's like, whoa. But then he just gets used by Janine and then pushed down a hill. Like, I don't know, just delusions were just so apparent with Barry, who just clearly had no idea who he was. And like, even the one Christmas where him and I think it's Natasha go up to have a quick fumble and then Nick Cotton steals the turkey. Like, imagine having a fumble on Christmas and then suddenly somebody's nicked the turkey. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean somebody's nicked the fucking turkey? Who does that?
That's a fantastic Christmas though. Fucking Nick and Ashley.
But he's just, that's just who he is. That's who Barry from EastEnders is. We love him. You love him. But he was never really viewed to be, he just isn't that smart, let's be honest.
I do want to say, I want people to imagine, if you haven't ever seen Christmas 2000, imagine the scenes, right? Because you have Nick Cotton with a wheelbarrow, Ashley just stealing all the food, and then you imagine the noises we obviously can't hear it because it's pre-watershed, but imagine the noises fucking coming from upstairs with her stealing the turkey. In a wheelbarrow. It's the fucking funniest bit to me. But yeah, I think he is. I'd also classify Nick in his later years, which is high tech.
Yeah, but he's more pantomime villain than idiot.
Yeah. But I guess that's where we leave it. If you have your favourite idiot, and please do not comment me down below, let us know, and we will see you in the next one. Bye bye.